Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that I would have found helpful when I first got out looking for treasure. Today we are going to conclude the second Magic Dimebag. For those that have missed the prior iterations of this, there were two of these bags totally full of stuff. We've pulled gold, watches, coins, and these are from a friend of mine. His dad passed, and these bags were among his things, and he asked if I could sort it out for him. I am not the most knowledgeable about coins, but I have an audience that is. So what I told him is that, you know, we go through it, we put it on camera. I try to be as clear as I can with all the coins, and then the good people who watch my videos will tell him if he's got something that actually is important or should take a closer look. So I am running out of time, however. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go through the rest of these things fairly quickly. We'll open up these envelopes first, which was the cliffhanger from the last one, and then we'll dig into the rest of whatever's in this bag, which is, I mean, like, you just reach in, there you go, you get a 1964 quarter. Oh, Mercury dime. So yeah, it has been a very interesting bag full of silver, pennies, of the British variety, American 1 cent pieces, a lot of wheats, a lot of silver, and then a lot of stuff that was just dug up. Both my friend's dad and grandpa were metal detectors. So there's like some bags like this, which are maybe sorted, maybe unsorted, but still dirty from the ground. And unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough time to go through all of the wheat pennies that are involved in all of this. There we've got a bunch of not silver dimes, looks like. But we are going to start, because I promised in the last video, with this set of envelopes here. There's definitely some interesting envelopes, and they seem to say things on them. And I'd like to start with this one that says 14 silver dimes paid by check to M. Higgins, $21 on 12/18/80. So I thought folks might find it interesting what $21 got you when you bought 14 silver dimes. So we're going to be careful with these envelopes. We're just going to get access to them, but preserve all of the history. What do we have for our $21? 1980. Okay, so one of the questions is, how much was silver in 1980? I don't know. I'll have to look that one up. 1964. 1948. 1950. 1964. 1961. Are they all silver? Yeah, well, maybe. 1964. D. Oh, looks like we got one Mercury in there from 40 something. 40? 62. 62. Oh, I suppose you want to see the backs of these, don't you? Both of them are D. 64. D, 57, D, 60, D, hey, another Mercury, 1944. And then the last one is 1962. So that is $21 worth of silver dimes. 1980. Paid by check, mind you. All right, let's put these away. 2 wheat pennies, 1 silver dime, Washington State tax token. So we'll have a look-see at that, shall we? I'm going to put these in a place they're not going to get lost. Let me zoom out so you're not getting motion sick, shall we? All right. Wow, that is one mangled tax token. Then we get a nice Mercury dime from 41, looks like. And we have 1958, wheat penny. And a very messed up 19S. Wheat penny. I can't even tell. 40 maybe? What an odd collection of things in here, huh? Shall we see what's in the gold-filled envelope? Guessing, I don't know. These all seem to be roughly the same vintage, so I'm thinking 1980s. Gold-filled something. Something in a tissue. It is bits of a watch. So it is just an envelope full of gold-filled bits. Which, hey, you know what? A little bit of gold fill here, a little bit of gold fill there, adds up. All right. So let's see what else we got in here. Make sure these things are put away from my buddy. So in a previous video, we looked at this nickels, and we had some interesting nickels in there. We looked at this nickels, and there was nothing in there at all. So should we try this one? Again, I am running out of time with this bag. So if something is just change, which I think a lot of these are, 40, what do we got there? 1943. What's this side? $1964. Why don't we have a look at this one? If one of them was 43, the one of these that was useless, I think it was, the oldest one was 64. So let's just have a quick look. What do we got? 45. Buffalo, yeah. Well, we'll delve into this for you folks. Buffalo nickels are cool. There we go. All right. So there's a lot of these Jeffersons, but for the sake of time, we're going to look at the Buffaloes, I think. We'll separate those out real quick. Now, that said, you know, his dad and grandpa were coin collectors. So I would think if there was some sort of real special Jefferson, they might have pulled it out. Oh, there's more than just Jeffersons and Buffaloes in here. Look at that. No. For a second there, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that... No, I separated that out. So it's very similar to the last one, in that there's mostly Jeffersons and then some Buffaloes and some older. All right, let's have a look. 1925, I'm thinking. Slick. Can't really tell. Such an attractive coin. $0.05. 1904. Did I already do this one? Did I mix up my rolls? 1936. 1920? No, I don't remember 1920. So I think this is another roll. And another 1920. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this all cleaned up here real quick. And if you can leave a comment and say, is there something that should be looked for in these Jeffersons? Because these ones seem to be like 1964 and before, in terms of what's actually in these rolls, or at least in this roll. We'll have a look at these other two rolls here in a second. And let me clean this up for you off camera. There we go. You know what? Let's have a look at whatever this one is. I'm thinking this is going to be more interesting. Maybe not. Maybe it is a roll of pennies from probably wheat pennies then. Yep. It's a roll of wheat pennies, which unfortunately just don't have time for. I apologize to anyone who likes the old American 1 cents, because my time with this stuff is limited. Okay, nickels, 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 nickels. Let's just have us a look-see. We'll have a little peekaroonie in here. I think these are all just nickels. Yeah, is that 80s? Yeah. 88. We'll just double check on the other side just to make sure. I'm thinking, yeah. Of course, if you are a treasure hunter, you always want to double check these things. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't have time. And in this case, we don't have time to delve into these. But these ones, I'm going to tell him to double check when he has a chance. There's 64. Yeah, 80. Just to double check these when he has a chance, that there isn't something more interesting in there. Yeah. Because you never know. Yeah, in this case, I'm going to put these all into the modern change. Okay. Now, we got a bag with stuffs. Let's have us a look-see. Ooh, one of these was good quarters. Oh, that might be a good nickels. Let's see. We don't have time for the pennies. Man, should we just glance? Oh, maybe we should make time for the pennies, huh? Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's see the other end. You think this is a pretty good penny collection? Well, 1976 on one side, Indian on the other. Oh, look here. I wonder if these were just rolls that they grabbed from the bank back in the 80s. These may just be rolls of pennies they grabbed and never opened up. Maybe? I don't know, man. I'll definitely tell my buddy to dig them. We'll pull all this out here. Let's get all these out. I wonder if all of these were like that. Just going to the bank and grabbing stuff and chucking it in the bottom of a bag. I gotta say, you know, if you're a coin collector, I'd imagine back in the 80s, you could get some interesting stuff out of just like getting rolls from the bank. Apparently, even these days, if you're in the right area, sometimes you can get good stuff out of rolls from the bank. But we are going to go ahead and finish out the bottom of this bag. Grab all the loose whatever. Okay. Magic Dimebag is empty. So we have all of this to check. And we have this. Let's see. What do we got in here? Silver. Doesn't look like silver, but we'll just double check it. Nope. Silver. Silver. Yep. So no go. This keeps escaping when penning from 49. Okay. I gotta say, this has been an interesting experience. I've never had the opportunity to just go through so many coins at once. Okay. Quick sort. Silver, silver. 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 Probably not. Pretty rough shape, though. Let's see. Nope. Silver. Silver. Looks like silver. This is weird. What's this? Oh, Canadian. 1968. Or 63. I don't know if that's silver or not, but I'm just gonna include it with the silver dimes just in case, because I don't want to be the reason silver goes missing. 85 or 65. Either way, not silver. And then the question is, what is this? The rest of these, I think, are things we should look at, probably. 1899. Let's shuffle out the wheat pennies. 45. Weedy. I'm going to put all those in with the good pennies. Okay. All right, what was this thing? 1866? Is that British? Victoria, maybe? Yeah. Huh. Cool. And then double check, see this one. 85. Okay. All right. So we're going to put these in with our good pennies over here, because I know we have a bag of good pennies. This is my bag of good pennies. I don't know if these are good. These rolls will probably, you know what, I'm going to put all these rolls in here. We're just going to assume that there's good pennies in these rolls and that they need to be they need to be checked out. Okay. Then over here we have still some good pennies. Boy, even 1 red cent. 1952D. Look at that color. I wonder if that was one that they dug. I'm guessing it must have been. Okay. Nope. There's one, too. Okay. Oh, so we got a pile of sort of silver here. We got a 64 quarter. Gee, we haven't seen any of those before. A Canadian 65 quarter. Looks like it's kind of silver. I'm going to toss it into my silver. It sounds right. We're going to toss it in just because it requires a double check. So let's see. What do we have for 1 dime here? We have 1950 D. Hey, that's cool. Mercury 1934. $1955. D. 1958. D. 54. D. 64. 64. 64. And there's that Canadian dime. That's 63 or 68. I can't tell. But it looks like it's probably some kind of silver. All right. Let me put all these away. Wow. Whole lot of sorting going on. Okay. Nickels, nickels, nickels. Nickels. Dimes, dimes, dimes. Quarters. And nickels. Why don't we start with the quarters? Those look very silver, don't they? $64, $34. Well, that's cool. $39, $36, $36, $34, $59, $14, $35, $64, $8, $36, $39, $39, $39, $36, $36, $37, $35, $38 or 9, I can't quite tell. $37, $39, $63, that's a nice looking condition. $64, $64, $39, $39, $54, $38, $63, 39, and 43. All right, I think that does it for our quarters. Let me put these away. Shall we have a look at some dimes? Boy. I think I'm done with looking at Roosevelt dimes at the moment, so we're going to see if there's anything but Roosevelt dimes. Mostly because I'm almost out of time. And I don't know if there are particular Roosevelt dimes to look for. Unfortunately, I wish I could be a little more educational on these videos, but with my kids in school and everything going the way it's going right now with that, I just don't have a lot of time to sit down and actually try to learn some of these things, unfortunately. So the best I can do is entertain you by just showing you what's in these. And again, if there's something that we should be looking for in these Roosevelts, absolutely let me know in the comments, and I will pass that along to the owner of all of these. They are a very pleasing little bit of silver, aren't they? Okay, so we do have a pile here of some older things, like, look at this, 1904. 1 dime. We have Mercury, 1930. 1923. 1939. 1937. Come back, you. 36. 39. Man, these are attractive coins. 40. Oh, sorry. Promised I'd show the back. 28. 36. 37. And another 36. Okay, let me put these away. And let's check this one. $4.60. So I think that's probably how many are in here based on when we've seen something written on one of these. That's what it ended up being when we added it all up. Don't think that's what was paid for that. I think there's 46 dimes in here is probably what's going on. But if it's anything like that last package, they are also silver. And that they are. All right, let's do a quick little sort here. They are quite the mix, aren't they? There's a lot more Mercuries in these ones. What a pleasing little ring. Okay, certainly lots of Roosevelts in here, but we will set those aside and we'll have a look through. You know, it's interesting. We have pretty much the same ratio. You wonder if, so I'm guessing maybe these were 80s. Were there sellers who would like give you that many of something and then, you know, there'd be like one, well, in this case, we have our one from 1900. In and then a bunch of Mercurys, and then a bunch of Roosevelts, something like that. Some sort of assortment that was guaranteed. 1939, 1937, 1935, 1936, 1936, 1935, 1936, 1929, 1913, 1919, maybe? Man. 1918, maybe? 36. And, oh, come back here. 39. All right, that does it for dimes. Let's put these away. All right, so one more roll. I think these ones are going to be silver, or we're just going to have some regular dime. Oh, no, we're silver. We're good. One more interesting roll of dimes, and then it's all nickels till the cows come home. And we will finish out this video. All right, I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. We'll just do a quick little sort. How'd you get in there? Look at this. What? Away you go. We are here for silver, and none of you, 67, are welcome. Sure is easy to spot that Cupro nickel, isn't it? All right. That is pleasing. I don't like that one. All that black tarnish just makes for a cool looking coin. I'm gonna set that one aside. Canadian money. So what do you think? Do you think that this was all just stuff that they put together over the years? His grandpa and his dad? 1966? I don't know. It's got kind of a silver look to it. Well, we'll definitely hang on to it like it is a silver, and then I'll just let them know that there's some Canadian money in there. 36, oops. 36. 29. Oh, that's a nice condition. 44. 36 looks like. 37. 32. 42. 37. 35. 39. It's an attractive coin. Another 39. That one's been around the block a few more times. 1918. 25. 41. $18 again, maybe. Okay, let's put these away. All right, all put away. Now we have nickels. I don't know if I have enough time for this. Let's see. All of these have been nothing. Yeah, nothing good. Well, they're not nothing. They're $2 worth of nickels, but they're like 80s, 60s through 80s. Yeah. Let's try the odd one out here. Okay, I am incapable of that, but that's a Jefferson. Not to say, and that's another Jefferson. So we're gonna tell them that there might be something in there. We don't know. We ran out of time. We've got to go manage some other errands. But this is the last that I have with this bag. So let's see, what do we got in there? We've got 43. Anything exciting enough for us to crack it on this end? Yep. So I'm thinking these ones probably have the good stuff in them. This one could be. We will finish out with one more of these. I'm going to put these in a place where he can sort them out himself later. And we will finish off this video with one more roll of nickels before I have to go to Costco. We'll look through the buffaloes here, shall we? I love that sound. Very different than the silver, obviously, but it still has a real nice ring to it, doesn't it? The other thing, too, is I forget what year. We got a lot of 40s nickels in here. Guess there might be some silver in here. I should really look up what year that is. Maybe that's why they're in here, is that they couldn't remember what year they were. What was it, 40% silver, something like that? All right, what do we got here? We have 1910. And then we have a bunch of these good ones. Such a cool design. 1935. 1920 something. 1936. That's a nice one. Something. Another something. 23 looks like. 20 something. 28. Maybe 24. What's that? 46, 40, something 6. I cannot make that one out. 27. Something. 20 maybe. Something, is that 19? 9 is certainly the last digit. And then last but not least, 28, I think. All right. With that, we will conclude this series. Apologize I couldn't get through all of the nickels. Unfortunately, this was a bit of a weird situation in that regard. Now, I would usually finish out my videos by saying I hope that you learned something from me that you can use to go find treasure. But in this case, I don't think I can say that. I don't know that I actually taught much of anything to anybody. However, I do know that the people that comment on my videos are amazing. And I would highly suggest, if you get the chance and you do want to learn something, if anything of all of this was interesting, which odds are we went through a lot of stuff, folks will comment and they will say very valuable things. It's one of the things that I have found that I like most about YouTube is you, the audience. And your comments have been, you know, honestly enough to drive me sometimes. It's important to understand if you're watching like smaller YouTube channels or even bigger YouTube channels, anyone who's doing YouTube, that there's a lot of odd dynamics that go on when you're making these videos, and it's very good if you've got somebody who you like that you watch and they're not a particularly big channel. It's very good to comment. It will cheer them up in a way that you might not ever suspect it would. So if you do watch any little channels, make sure to drop comments on them if you can. The likes, yeah, the likes matter, but really it's hearing from actual people that watch these videos that I know from some of my conversations with some of these other YouTubers that I've been chatting with. It really can be very helpful. So with that, I will leave you. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and share the video around. If you want more coin content, you know, let me know. I will attempt to do what I can. I really don't come across very many coins. My channel is mostly about finding treasure, and coins are absolutely treasure, but they're treasure kind of everyone knows about. So as a consequence, I rarely come across cheap coins, and I can only afford the cheap. So with that, I will leave you, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.